Hi, beloved. Okay, so this particular piece is called Settling. It's actually from the book. If you have the book, you'll probably be familiar with this piece. It's actually the first piece in the first section, um, which makes sense because um, when I began to do this, love really challenged me to uh, capitalize the journey that took me from where I was to kind of where I am now. Um, and it definitely started with him challenging me on my relationships, past relationships, how my relationship with my husband was at that time, and how I wanted it to be in the future, and just growing. Um, and so one of the biggest issues was settling. I settled a lot, a lot. You hear me say a lot. um, for a lot of things that you look back and you go, "What the heck was I thinking?" And so this particular piece actually was born out of a conversation that I had with someone who told me, I want what you and your husband have, and I see that and I love that, and I'm like, yeah, okay, well, it was work getting here. We didn't just get here overnight. There was some trials and some tribulations and some tears, and I had to change a lot, and so did he. And to in the next breath to be told, yeah, but I don't want to do all of that. And I was like, oh, okay, okay. Um, so it it really was. It was. I didn't want to do the work. I want to kind of settle for where I am, and that's most of our issues. We settle. We settle for jobs that we know that we're not supposed to be in. We settle when we know that we're supposed to go further in our education. We settle in relationships so that we don't have to be alone. We settle even in how we eat. It's quick to pick this up so that I don't actually have to cook, or it takes too long to chop up this to put in a salad, or whatever. And in that settling in fear, we find ourselves dying, literally, our dreams dying, and our health dying, our relationships dying. And so there's has to come a point where we decide not to settle. So I hope that you enjoy this piece, but more than that, I hope that it challenges you. I hope that it makes you become introspective enough to challenge you to say, where am I settling at? So that you can look to begin to change. I hope you enjoy it. Settling.
I know, 'cause I've been that girl. I've been that.
Settling. That's what they call it. Me, I call it survival of the fittest. Or at least not the lost, alone, and lonely. And yeah, I've heard them say, you can be alone, but you don't have to be lonely. But that it must have been somebody else. 'Cause see, when I'm alone, darn it, I'm lonely. So I guess I settle. Though I don't see it that way. I simply call it going with the best option at the moment, and currently, he is it. Do I trust him? I don't trust the government, but they still in my life. Do I love him? Tina said, what's love got to do with it? And I've come to the conclusion, not a darn thing. Do I want to be with him? A better question would be, do I want to be without him? See, I know the answer to that. No. And so if staying is settling, well, hell, consider me settled. Look, I'm not naive enough to think that this is some romance story written in the stars, glowing and shining like some marquee with direction on how good our future look. But we cool, straight, compatible, kind of. And the things that get on my nerves, I ignore. Besides, I ain't gotta live with him. I have my space, and he has his, and we call it gravy. But anything is better than being alone. I mean, I want what other people want. To be important, to feel beautiful, to have someone say sweet nothings, even if they mean nothing. And everything has its price. So what if mine is dealing with his wishy-washy, sometime he wanna be but not really, fear of commitment attitude? I mean, I have my own insecurities. So who am I not to allow him his? He gives me attention. He tells me how fine I am, sexy I am. I'm his bae, his girl, and sex works. Because what man doesn't like sex? It's an even trade. And oh yes, I know that there's relationships out there where there's more than that, where they actually like each other and he doesn't ignore her for hours and days at a time or send her a voicemail. And yes, I know that there are women out there that are actually joyous with their situation. But yeah, each and every one of them do the most to be with dude. And I'm a busy woman. I ain't got that kind of time. I mean, okay, wait. I take care of mine. I'm just not doing all of that extra make him feel good king of the castle BS. Hell, this is a matriarchal kingdom if you ask me. And he needs his own if he wants to be a king. Besides, he's going to be a man anyway. And in the end, I'm going to have to forgive him for doing something stupid. So why not just be ready for it now? It's less paperwork in the emotional department. I exhaled already and I'm allergic to inhaling his funk. You feel me? So we have an understanding. He does him, I do me, and we occasionally do we. And I have given up on those little girl dreams of having someone be my partner. I've walked away from the idea of a monogamous, faithful entity. I've folded and packed away the romantic ideas of romance and respect and relationship. See, they don't exist. At least not for me. So if taking option number 4552 is settling, then I'm that girl. 'Cause I'm done with alone and lonely. Even if I hate being with who I'm with, at least I'm with someone, right? And that's that piece.
Heard about the tax on his brand new car. I knew that he'd drive you crazy. Guess the only option's to fall when you get pushed too far. You'll think about that next time, maybe.